So we have a taper in the back here. And as you can tell, like I always say, it's good to dip it down here at the occipital bone. So you can have it bulky here and it doesn't look too flat, right? When it looks flat, it makes the haircut look bad. When you have a little bit of hair here, to basically a little bulk, you can say, is it gives it a nice shape. So in order to preserve that shape, we're not gonna go too far up with our zero guideline. Why? Because, well, as you can see, this is bulk right here. So our fade is going like that, right? So if we make our zero guideline right here, we're giving ourselves enough room that much room to blend. 0, half, 1, 1.5, 2, that's not enough room to blend. So we know, because we want to keep it dark here, we're going to use a dark guard. Our dark guards are going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blah, blah, blah. Really, they're only the 2 and 3 guards, right? So our 2 guard is going to be here. And if our 2 guard is going to be here, then that means our 1.5 guard is going to be here, then our 1 guard, then our half guard. So the 0, the highest we can go with the 0, in theory, is going to be around right here, which is a little bit lower than the earlobes, right? So I used to do my bald guidelines at the earlobes, but I've quickly figured out that only works if the hair is short. If the hair is longer, then we want to go a little bit lower. So usually I do it here. We want to go about half an inch lower to around right there. So I'm going to comb the hair. Now I'm going to go with my zero guideline. If we go too low, then it's just not going to look good, right? So we want to go a little bit higher than that. And instead of adding a nice little curve at the bottom, kind of like a rainbow, right? We're gonna go against the shape that we're trying to achieve. So I'm gonna try to avoid doing that. I'm gonna go a little bit straighter with this one. So we can kind of go with the shape, right? Our next clipper is gonna be all the way open. We're gonna go half an inch up. And now we're around the bottom of the earlobe. We're only gonna give it 1 pass. Now 2 notches down, we're gonna go in the middle of these 2 lines. We're gonna give it 1 pass and then all the way closed, all the way closed. And we're gonna hit that 0 line. And it really is that simple. Don't overthink it, don't overcomplicate it. I promise you it's that simple. All right, right here we can choose to blend up, we can choose to blend down. We can choose whatever you want to do. So this side I'm going to do blending down, this side I'm going to do blending up, so you guys can see the difference. So blending down on this side, I'm going to grab my 2 guard and I'm going to go all the way up here, and I'm going to start giving it that blend because I'm going to use my 2 guard behind the ear area. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to start giving it that shape, kind of like that U shape. And obviously I'm flicking out as I go, and whatever hairs get cut, they get cut. I'm not scared to cut hair here because I understand that the shape that I'm trying to achieve is like this. So if I'm going like this with my clipper and there's hair right here and I go here and they cut, it's because they need to be cut, right? I'm not gonna go and comb the hair down and only cut hair here, and then if I see hair feeding into my clipper, I'm not gonna take it away and pull it away from me because I understand that the shape needs to be like this. So I'm gonna cut all these hairs, right? If there was hair sticking out like this hair, all needs to be cut, right? Next step is going to be the 1.5 guard, and we went like this with the 2 guard right above his ear. So now we're going to go kind of like cutting through his ear, and we're going to go all the way up there. And we're going to keep that same shape, right? And as we get closer to this line, we're going to start flattening it out. So the 2 guard is going like this. The 1.5 guard is also going like that. The 1 guard is going to start going more flat, and then the half guard is going to follow more of this line. And I'm very light on his head. I'm not putting too much pressure on it. Nice. Now with the 1 guard, like I said, we're gonna stop following that U shape. We're actually gonna go a little more flat now. And this area is very dense, right? We're not worried about that right now. We're not trying to blend it all perfectly right now. As long as we do our steps, when we come back, we'll have enough time to detail whatever parts we need to detail. We're gonna do the half, and like I said, the half line is gonna go more towards this line. We're not gonna follow that U shape, we're not gonna go flatter, we're gonna go straight to this line. This all the way open. I kept all my guards all the way open throughout the whole process, and I did not cut anything out. It really is that fast, it's that simple. I hope you guys can see the time back there. I'm not skipping anything. I think that took me maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes. This is very light. This is the last step. We don't want to go too high up. If we go too high up, we have to repeat all the steps. We don't want to do that. I'm using more of my corners here, and I'm following that flat line. Right here, all I'm doing, look down a little bit, is I know that it's a little dark here, so as I go up here, I'm applying less pressure, like I'm barely gliding on his head, so that I don't have to go back to my one guard and retouch that line. This still with the lever all the way open. Now with the lever almost all the way close, I'm going to open up one notch. I'm going to take that line out fully. And obviously always remember to flick out. I'm going to open it up a little bit more and go a little higher. And now, to give it that nice line, we're going to line it up. We're gonna keep it natural for now. We might end up pushing it a little bit more, just to make it a little more sharp. There might be some small things that we need to detail, but we're not gonna worry about that right now. We're gonna do the other side, blending up, and then we'll worry about detailing afterwards. Before we start the blending up method, I need you guys to understand that it doesn't matter if we're blending up or we're blending down, our guards are gonna go around the same area. Example, our zero went here, our half is gonna go here, our half guard, our lever open is gonna go here, right? Our lever open is gonna go here. Our half guard is gonna go right above it. Our one guard is gonna start to do that little curve, but not really. It's gonna be a little more flat curve, kind of like that, right? Our 1.5 guard is gonna start to do that curve a little more, and our 2 guard is gonna do the curve a lot, right? So it doesn't matter if we blend down, if we blend up, we're gonna follow the same thing. So, blending up, we're gonna go about 1/2 inch up with our one guard, lever open. So now we went up with the one guard. We're gonna go with our half guard and I'm gonna take this line out. This is lever all the way open. And now we're gonna do the same thing, close it all the way, open it one notch. And now we made the line, we took it out. Now we made another line with the one guard. We're gonna go up with our 1.5 guard. And like I said, our 1.5 guard is gonna start to follow that U motion a little bit. So we're gonna go not with our lower guards, we're giving ourselves about that much room to blend, that much room to blend. And as we get higher, we're gonna go a little thinner with our guidelines. So our one guard is gonna go towards this area right here, and it's gonna start going to a U shape. As you can see, look, that's how much room I'm giving myself, a tiny little room. And as I'm flicking out, you can kind of see that it's kind of blending in. We're gonna go here. You can see that I'm going more of a U. But I know that I'm not gonna go all the way up here because that's the area for the 2. That's the 2 zone. Okay, and now we still have that line that we made with the one guard. So we're gonna go back with our one guard with the lever all the way open, and we're barely gonna touch that line. And once we hear hair cutting, we're gonna flick out. Let me see, look down a little bit, bro. Yeah, I'm asking him to look down and to look to the side, so that way I can see and I have a better angle to go. And it's very light. I'm very light on his hair right now. Blended, so I don't have to come back to detail. Now, our last guard is going to be the 2 guard, right? And the 2 guard on the other side, we went over the ear. So on this side, we got to do the same thing. So I'm going to go over the way up here. You can hear the hair cutting. You can see the hair cutting. And I'm going to go over here behind the ear. And you can hear the hair cutting, right? And now we went up, we have to come back down with our 1.5 guard lever open so we can blend out this line a lot smoother. So one of the advantages of blending up is that you can kind of see exactly where your guidelines are at. You can see, okay, my guidelines here, I can't go any higher than that. My guidelines here, I can't go any higher than that. The disadvantages is that you have to make a line, take a guard out, erase the line, put another guard on, make a new line, take the guard out, put another guard on, erase, take, and it's too many steps. Now I'm closing it a little bit. Actually, not a little bit, I'm closing it all the way. Now we're gonna line it up really quick. We're gonna try to keep it natural just to start off. And I know on the other side I was going kind of towards the middle, so we're gonna slant it a little bit more. And as you can see, it looks perfectly. What are the disadvantages and advantages of both techniques? The advantages of blending down technique is that you save time. You go 0, you go half, 2, 1.5, 1, half, and that's it, you're done. You don't have to keep taking off the guard. You don't have to keep putting a new guard on, off, on, off, like you're on Karate Kid. You don't have to do that, right? If you go on the right side and you go blending up, then you have to keep putting a guard on, taking a guard off, putting a guard on, taking the guard off, putting a guard on, taking the guard off. The disadvantage for blending down is that you don't have any guidelines. You have to trust your knowledge in cutting hair that, okay, your 0 guideline is there, your half guideline is there, your 2 guideline is gonna be somewhere here, your 1.5 somewhere here, your 1 somewhere here, and your half somewhere there. That's kind of a disadvantage, but as long as you're going very, very smoothly, you should be fine. As long as you're not going too high up, you should be fine. Now, the advantage of blending up in that specific area of blending is that you can know exactly where to go. You have your guidelines, you know exactly, don't go too high up, don't go too low, this and that. So they're both advantageous depending on your skill level. Blending up is more towards the beginner friendly side, but it's more time consuming. Blending down is more of like, okay, I know what I'm doing and I want to save myself time and I want to go down towards the 30-minute area for haircuts. And I know people are going to be like, where's the other side? Where's the top? Guys, my haircuts are 30 minutes. If you guys can see the clock in the background, this is 3:19, which means I have somebody in 10 minutes, which means I had to finish this whole haircut in 10 minutes, which I didn't. I did it like in 12 or 15 minutes, but that's not the point. The point is that I hope you guys learned something, and if you guys want to learn more, I promise you I have a lot more to teach. Check out my channel, check out my Instagram, check out my TikTok. I be putting gems on there all the time. Right here you can see me detailing a little bit. The right side I needed to detail a little more than the left side, and that's because I had to keep switching from guard to guard to guard to guard, and I wanted to put that in the video, the fact that I am detailing. You're gonna see the back, or you're gonna see my back a couple times, because I just go back and forth, detail, detail, detail. Like I said, that's my back and I'm detailing. So you can't really see what I'm doing, but I personally like blending down better because it makes you faster. And if you know your steps, then you should start blending down. If you don't know your steps and you're barely beginning, then I would say blend up, which is what I did when I first started. And then as I was like, you know what, how the hell can I get faster? Well, you need to stop using so many guards. Okay, well, how do you stop using so many guards? Well, you start blending down. So blending down is most likely the solution to all your problems. The video is ending in 15 seconds, so I just want to thank you guys for watching my videos. Honestly, like, I get a bunch of love. I read all the comments. I really appreciate you guys as much as you guys appreciate me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in another upload in 1 week.